Okay, so you're ready to take the next step and get started in the credit repair. But I tell everybody, before we get started, there's a couple things I like to explain. And number two is credit monitoring. And the reason why we use a credit monitoring service is to get an accurate estimation of what's on your credit report. If you don't know what's on it and you use these other apps like say Credit Karma or Experian, they're specific to their company. So Credit Karma gives you two credit scores. They give you a Vantage score, but they pull Equifax and they pull TransUnion. So they're giving you a different evaluation of those credit bureaus. Experian only pulls Experian. The company we use pulls all three at once. So we like to get a more more accurate evaluation. And the reason why I tell people to do that, to use our company, because it's a non-biased company. You can't say that, hey, well, when you see the results that we get when it says this is removed from your credit report, this means it's off your actual credit report and it's not TransUnion or it's not Equifax or it's not Experian. So we use a third party to separate that. So when we go through and do our, we do our disputing and we go after the errors, that it's not a non-biased report. So that's why we use that. And another reason I tell people this too, hey, it's our tools that we use, right? A mechanic has his tools. When he's checking the air conditioning in the car, he plugs it up to the machine and it tells if it got any leaks. So that's his tool. So us being in the credit repair field, this is our tool that we use. And people say, well, why do I gotta keep it on? Well, if you take your car to a mechanic, you gotta leave the keys and you gotta leave the hood so he can check the motor. Same with us. If you turn off the credit monitoring, we don't have access to your file. And if you get on and you change the passcode, you're just slowing down the process, because then my dispute team have to call and, and do extra steps that it's not for them to do. So just follow the program. Keep your credit monitoring on while you're in it. If you're going to be here for 60 to 90 days, I think you could invest $30 for a couple months to get your credit fixed. And if you can, hey, I understand it. Maybe credit repair is not for you, but this is our tool. And just when you sign up, be prepared to have to keep your monitoring on and not change your passcode every time you get on there to look, because think about it like this. If you go and you take the keys, and the mechanic's like, hey, how am I going to start the engine? Same with us, okay? So just keep that in mind. And I like to just, explain things in our way, because it just makes it simple and it makes it so that everyone can understand. It's very important. If you're going to be in our program, keep the credit monitoring on. And if you can't afford the 20 or 30 bucks a month, then don't be mad at me when it gets turned off while we're doing the program, because we can't access it. We're here to help. And if you give us the right tools, we could do the right job. I used to own a landscape company, and there were certain shovels and certain rakes for certain jobs. And just like in this company, this is our tool. So please leave it on. Keep it, keep us in the loop. We want the best results for you. So remember this, credit monitoring, the company that we use, is separate than what everybody else uses it, but we use it for that reason, so that we're not getting the same scores that everybody else is getting. So just please understand that that's part of our process. And if you want to go forward in the next step, I'll give you another video explaining step 3, okay? But this step 2 about the credit monitoring. If you're in so far, hey, it's a little part of the journey, but it's going to be worth it in the end. So click the link below if you got any questions. Our number is 480-450-2726. You can call us directly. Have a good day.